Hello everyone, and welcome to Fitness February. Once again, we'll be moving through a 30-minute yoga video. This will take a bit of a different style into some yin. So we'll be taking a little bit longer holds through some stretches. We're going to hold for 2 to maybe 1 minute splits in between, and we'll target the hips and low back. So we'll go ahead and get started. Beginning with a little bit of a warm up into the spine, moving through some cat-cows. We'll place the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees hip width distance apart. And going through for 1 minute here, and moving through those cat-cows, taking flexion for this cat position, really rounding into the spine. And then for cow, we'll tilt the pelvis, lifting the sit bones up, extending vertebrae by vertebrae, pulling the chest forward. Exhales for cat pose, rounding through. Inhales for cow. More seconds here. Really tucking the tailbone, rounding for cat, and then lifting that tailbone and extending the spine for cow. Maybe moving through a side bend, one each way, closing one shoulder and hip together as you expand the opposing side, and then switching from side to side. We'll go for 3 each way here, one more. And from those cat-cows, we'll slide our right leg through to a 90-90 position. In our 90-90, we'll have our right knee right in front of our right hip bone, and then that left knee just shooting out the side of our left hip bone. Both knees can bend, making a box-like shape about 90 degrees or wherever is comfortable, and we'll flex both feet back towards the knees. From here, turning to that right side into the hip, we'll plant the hands. Feel free to widen out your base of support and try to scoop your tailbone up the back wall, lifting those sit bones. We're going to move through for a 2-minute stretch here. Shifting through as we take our navel towards our right thigh, lifting those sit bones up further, and we'll begin to explore the stretch. Scanning through, maybe rotating into the spine or leaning from side to side. And just seeing where the tension lies in the hips, where you feel a little more stiff or a little more tight. You can think of a drawing like those children drawings where you connect the dots, making an image, and just like a flexibility here into our range of motion. Each exhale we take, we can connect the dots and sink down about 10 to 15 degrees deeper into the range, moving slowly. As we approach that 1 minute mark here, feel free to lower down onto the forearms and elbows, or if you have a couple of pillows at home that you'd like for a base of support, you can use that as well. Last 30 seconds here. Squishing that navel to the thigh, lifting those sit bones, feeling a stretch into the glutes and back hips. And once again, exploring where the tension lies. One last breath here. Sinking into that pain-free end range, keeping that spine nice and long. Then we'll slowly rise on up. Moving from external rotation in that front right hip to internal rotation in the back left. We'll sweep those hands behind our spine and start leaning back slightly. Now as we do so, we'll think of that femur and thigh bone maintaining that forward motion, rotating down and forward internally, and we'll continue to lean our pelvis back. After you've walked the hands back a little bit, we'll side bend that left shoulder down towards the left heel, sinking in, and we'll hold here for 90 seconds, taking a nice relaxed breath, trying to smooth out the exhale. Feeling the stretch along the outer thigh wrapping through. Might feel it in the inner thigh as well, depending where you're tight. Continuing to explore the stretch. And shifting in. Breath per breath, sinking into that range. Last 30 seconds here. One last relaxing breath, sinking into that pain-free end range. You can twist your spine towards that back left heel as well. Exploring how that feels. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Easing out of the stretch, we'll press off of those hands, shifting forward. Taking that back left leg as we circle sweep it around. Place the foot and ankle just on top of your right thigh, setting up for a twist. We'll try to take that left sit bone down to the floor, anchoring into our glutes. And then your choice between hugging the top right thigh and pulling in, or you can twist to place the top of the thigh onto the back of the elbow, taking that left hand down at a 45 and twisting the spine as we gaze over to the left. Inhales to lengthen the spine, exhales to twist. And we'll be here for 1 minute. Breathing through. Trying to keep those hips square, both sit bones on the floor. And if you'd like a pillow or anything to elevate onto a sit bone to anchor through a little more, that's always an option there. Breathing through 30 more seconds. Exploring the stretch, pulling in, leaning away, and twisting to different angles. Just seeing where the tension lies, where you feel a little more tight. We'll take one more breath here, lengthening the spine on the inhale. Exhale, exploring that pain-free end range. And then we'll slowly unwind out of the twist. Placing the pillows to the side, we'll circle sweep that left leg around. We're going to turn all the way to face the other side as we pull our right leg in. And from here, we'll move through to a hamstring stretch. Planting our hands as we walk the sit bones back, trying to lift that tailbone up. We'll press through on the breath in to lengthen the spine and crown tall. And then on the exhale, taking the navel to the thigh, squishing through as we lean forward into the stretch. Breathing through here for 1 minute. Inhales to lengthen the spine and crown. Exhales to sink in. We're exploring our stretch here. You can begin to turn the toes, angling them in and out as that thigh rotates internally and externally. Exploring the stretch. Connecting the dots as you sink deeper into your range. On the exhales, trying to relax those hamstrings being stretched. Last 30 seconds here. Taking one more breath into that range. And then we'll slowly rise on up. From a forward fold, we're going to twist our spine to the right. Feel free to pull with the left hand or even take that left elbow to push off of that left thigh. Creating that twist here, lining our shoulder to our right hip. On the inhale of the next breath, we'll reach that right arm overhead. And then exhale, side bend the body, reaching that right hand towards the left toes. Breathing through here for 1 minute. Inhales to lengthen and reach. Exhales to connect the dots and sink in. Exploring the twist of the chest, seeing where you may feel a little more tight into the side body. And on the exhales, trying to relax that side being stretched. Last 15. Taking one more breath. Sinking into that pain-free end range. And then we'll slowly rise on up. Taking anything that you need, releasing through. We'll take those legs, reaching them just to the side in front. And then we'll go for some windshield wipers. Dropping one knee in and one knee out to the side. And just exchanging from side to side, wiping through. Releasing here for 15 seconds. Just allowing the blood to flow through the hips. And a little bit more movement back in. Last 5, maybe one more each way. And then we'll spin through to face the left side, coming back into that 90-90. Having the left knee in front of the left hip this time, and shooting out the side of our right hip, we'll have our right knee. Feel free to plant the hands, walk those sit bones back as you widen your base of support, and lift the tailbone up the back wall. From here, we'll press on through to inhale and lengthen the spine, and then exhale, squish the navel to the left thigh, lifting those sit bones up the back wall. 2 minutes here, exploring the stretch. Sinking in. Breath by breath. Relaxing the glutes and the low back being stretched. Tilting or turning from side to side, exploring where you may feel tight. Keeping the length of the spine. After a minute here, we'll sink down to the forearms. Feel free to use a pillow or anything for support as well. That's 45 seconds here. Trying to keep as tall of a spine as we can, not crunching and sinking into our depth. We'll move through for one more breath, lengthening, and exhale, sink into that pain-free end range. Relaxing as best we can into the stretch, and slowly rising up on the next inhale. From that external rotation, we'll take that internal rotation of our rear right hip, circle sweeping those hands behind the spine, walking them back, and then from here sinking in as we lean to our right shoulder down to our right heel and begin to explore the stretch, moving the chest from left to right. Breathing through here. Nice relaxed exhales as you sink into your range. Taking a smooth breath. Last 30 seconds here. So we try to twist our sternum of the chest towards the right heel, side bending in to rotate that femur a little bit deeper forward. And we'll breathe through. Last inhale. Exhale, sink into that pain-free end range. On the next breath, we'll slowly rise on up, taking that right leg as we swing it forward, planting the right ankle in front of that left thigh to hook through. Once again, we'll try to sink down into the sit bones, squaring off the hips. And your choice to either hug the right leg with the left arm or use that fulcrum of the elbow onto the top of the right knee. We'll take the right hand back at a 45. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, twisting towards the right, gazing over the right shoulder, breathing through here for a minute. Inhales to lengthen, exhales to rotate in. Last 50. Doing the best to keep those sit bones anchored. You can rotate a little bit in and out as well if you'd like some gentle movement. Exploring that twist, and taking one more breath into that pain-free end range. Breathing through, on the next inhale, we'll unravel out of the twist, circle that right leg back around and through, and we're going to spin all the way back to that right side, moving through to our hamstring stretch as we bend the left leg, bringing the foot in towards the right thigh. We'll wiggle those sit bones back. Lengthen on the inhale, reaching the crown to the ceiling. And exhale, navel to right thigh. Squishing through. Relaxing into the shoulders, head and neck. Once again, you can explore the stretch, taking those toes and tilting them from side to side as you rotate into the thigh, internally and externally. Inhales to lengthen the spine. Exhales to squish the navel down, Relaxing in. Last 15 seconds. We'll breathe on through, taking one more breath and sinking into our pain-free end range. And then on the inhale, we'll slowly rise on up, moving into that side bend. As we twist our chest to the left, you can reach in the right hand, either taking the right hand to the left knee and pulling, or you can use the elbow and push it into the right thigh. From here, we'll side bend through, trying to create a straight line from our hip to our shoulder. Inhale to lengthen and reach that left arm overhead. Exhale to side bend the left hand towards the right toes. Breathing through for a minute. Inhales to lengthen the spine. Exhales to sink in. Last 20 here. Rotating the spine, exploring the stretch. Taking one more breath in. Exhale, sink into that pain-free end range. And on the inhale, we'll rise on up slow. Unraveling out of the stretch, we'll move on through to straighten both legs. Feel free to shake and pat down anything that you need. And we'll sink on down onto the spine, onto the back here. Just taking the arms out to a T position, bringing the knees together and bending through as we flex into our hips, and then just taking a supine twist from left to right. We'll go for 2 each way, nice and smooth and controlled, dropping the knees to the left, seeing if we can touch the knees down before the feet. And then inhale. We'll pull the knees back up to the ceiling. Exhale, breathing through as we twist the other way. Trying to touch the knees before the feet. Relaxing, maintaining everything anchored to the floor. And then inhale the next breath, rise up. And we'll move through one more rep. Exhale the next breath, taking it to the left. Dropping the knees to the left side. Inhale to rise. And exhale to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale, we'll drop those feet down to the floor. And then we're going to relax here, just taking a bit of breath work to end. If you'd like to grab a pillow or a block underneath of the head, just sinking on down. Finding a position that is the most relaxing for you. We'll have the knees bent, or you can have the legs straight. Feel free to have a pillow underneath the thighs or underneath the low back if you'd like as well. Having a soft gaze forward or your eyes closed. Taking some gentle inhales through the nose. And exhale to fog a mirror or window. Nice smooth exhale out. Quiet, gentle inhale. Smooth exhale. As the breath gets easier, we'll take the inhales a little bit more gentle, nice and quiet, almost as if you couldn't hear yourself breathe. And then on the exhale, smooth breath out, pausing between 1 to 3 seconds at the end of the breath. Taking all the air out of the lungs, pausing for 1, 2, 3, and a gentle inhale to fill once again. If the inhale feels rushed in any way, you held that previous exhale too long. We'll just dial it back a bit. Eventually transition your breath from breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth to just gently sealing the lips, relaxing the jaw, and breathing in and out through the nose. Maintaining that relaxed breath as we move through a progressive muscle relaxation. Starting with a scan of any sensations you feel at the top of the face and skull, whether it's warmth, tension, tingling, or whatever you may feel. And then, as if a photocopier or a scanner, I'd like you to scan down tissue by tissue and muscle by muscle, melting, relaxing, and letting everything turn off as it falls down to the mat and the floor, sinking away. The back of the skull melts and softens. The temples relax and let go. The eyes fall wherever they may into the sockets. The cheekbones soften. The jaw unclenches. And keep scanning down your body, letting go of any tension, melting and softening, tissue by tissue, muscle by muscle. Even think of your organs melting and turning off as they fall to the floor, relaxing the abdominal tissue. Going all the way down to your toes. Feel free to stay here. Relax as much as you need. We'll end the video to maintain the 30 minutes. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care and see you again soon.